So yes, the information highway is a great concept to see what's happening to religions. 20 years ago, Bill Gates wrote about it in his book, The Road Ahead. He talked about religions, but it gives us a good intro to the information highway. The thing is, religions deal in knowledge or information. It's their prime asset when you think about it. They've been on an information highway for a long, long time, centuries and centuries. Now, the cover of Bill's book shows a straight road, but history is full of bends, as we all experience in our lives. The onset of digital society has caused you too to negotiate a few curves, brief as your lifespan is. So imagine the corners that institutions as old as Islam and Christianity have turned throughout their existence. In the context of history, I'm sorry to say, any corners you've negotiated are tiny. You could not get inside your ancestors' heads actually to understand how they thought. Such are the many changes of the past. Let me give you an example. Prior to 1000 AD, nobody thought in percentages because decimal barely existed. Yet you think and talk in percentages every single day, and you cannot imagine a world without that ability. Yet, for most of history, decimal hasn't existed, and it certainly wasn't there when Jesus or Muhammad walked this earth. And that's only one corner on the road behind. 500 years ago, Northern Europe experienced a taste of the digital era. The printing press enabled books to be replicated. They'd never seen a machine that could duplicate knowledge, and it resulted in a whole new Christian denomination, Protestantism. The very mantra tells us that sola scriptura, or a sole reliance on Scripture, removing the need for a priest to tell you the rules. And how do you get Scripture out to the masses? You need a printing press. This is very significant for religions because when you repackage knowledge, you change the rules. Now, as we move from a world based on written text to a video-dominated one, it's already altering religions. Now, the Jedi Church, and yes, it does exist based on the Star Wars episodes, and it has hundreds of thousands of followers worldwide, and they can truly say, in the beginning was the movie. You think this is a joke? No, not at all. Recent studies in Denmark show that more people learn spirituality from Lord of the Rings movies than from the Bible or the Quran. Let's stretch the analogy of these religions travelling along the highway as they're being moved along in a box. And this box has 4 sides or dilemmas that push these religions to change. They exert pressure, making them turn a corner, just like the media of the printing press did long ago. It's not the only tool, though. The second side of the box has also altered religion since their inception. Mimicry. In the Middle Ages, both Islam and Christianity took the sword to each other, yet today they both claim to be religions of peace. In a curious reflection backwards, believers on both sides blame the other for starting holy war, and their best reason for adopting violence is they copied the other, which seems better, I suppose, than admitting it was there to start with. One way or another, then, mimicry pushed at least one faith from peace to war, and that's a big corner to turn. Thirdly, we have memory, the tool to hand data down through the ages, and both religions practiced remembering because that was the challenge. With all that knowledge in those clouds today, that challenge is now reversed. We have the problem of forgetting. We apply to have memories deleted, especially embarrassing ones or those that hurt our cultural sensitivity. Which leads us to mythology, the fourth side. The digital age will never remove myths, partly because they have a useful purpose as well as the downside of persuading ourselves that we were once great long ago. Shakespeare's plays or Greek epics or Jesus' parables are myths that convey truths through storytelling. But mythologies change. Peace is now mainstream, so that move to warlike activities 1,000 years back is being revised as religions re-engineer themselves into peaceful versions. Now, believers are under stress on this digital corner. Some want to get out of their box as they understand the power of the dilemmas pushing them. Others want to reverse back down the road to a purer, earlier time, which just might be more violent. And just remember that you personally are on this digital bend too. And you can do well to appreciate that the reason a religion might not look like it's changing is that it is turning parallel to you, keeping its distance the same. You can't understand moves in others, let alone worldwide ones, unless you understand changes that are impacting you too.